Fortnite is a fair game.
What?
But it's had its fair share of pay to win issues with some of its cosmetics. And today I'm going through the Fortnite history of pay to win, starting all the way from the very beginning to skins that are broken right now in Chapter 4. It actually all began when Epic first introduced the item shop and players had the ability to buy skins. Back then, most players were actually defaults. So if you ran into somebody who was wearing a skin, it was a legitimate call out that you would tell your friends, hey, that guy has a skin, we should avoid him. So just owning a skin gave you an actual advantage in game, but that was just the very beginning. The fun begins when players start to use certain skins and emotes to their advantage. And this one right here is actually one of the first memes I ever saw in Fortnite, and it was using the Love Ranger skin. The guy destroyed the statue in this cemetery, and the guy was hiding in plain sight. And it didn't just stop at skins. Players started using emotes. If you guys didn't know, emotes actually change your hitbox, and there was clips that went viral of players using emotes and they were dodging bullets with something they paid for in the item shop. But what if you start combining skins with emotes to achieve some pay to win? This is exactly what happened when the T-pose got added into the item shop, and I was actually one of the first people to do this. I purchased the T-pose, I went in game as a scarecrow, and I landed in Frenzy Fields, and within seconds someone came and ran by me and I ended up eliminating them. This was personally one of my first experiences of pay to win in Fortnite. Now, a lot of these pay to win skins and emotes were very situational up until Epic released this set. The Plastic Patrollers was the first skins in the item shop that people actually felt like was pay to win. It was the green toy army soldiers, and if you guys remember back in chapter 1, most of the map was green. There was grass everywhere, there was trees everywhere, and a lot of bushes, and these were perfect for hiding in plain sight, and people started complaining, and eventually Epic actually had to change these and give everybody who purchased them a chance to refund. And it didn't just stop at skins and emotes. There was also a pay to win back bling. Back in the day, Epic had an LTM called Bare Bones that would actually remove your HUD and remove the storm and minimap indicator. And players quickly figured out that there was a specific back bling that you could wear that shows you the current storm and where you are in relevance to it. And people started using this back bling in that LTM to know where the storm is, which was a huge advantage. Now things are getting serious. Epic added the deep dab emote in Fortnite, and really quickly the top players started using this emote in the middle of build fights by editing windows or peeking right behind cover and shooting people while in the middle of a deep dab. And this was so ridiculous and easy to pull off. Epic was actually forced to make changes to how emotes work and added a delay before you can shoot after doing an emote, and it all happened because of the deep dab. And then Epic decided to take things to the next level with the Star Wand Pickaxe. Guys, I still don't know how this even happened. The Star Wand Pickaxe literally allowed you to run faster, and it gave you 56 damage pickaxe swings. I won an entire game of Fortnite using this, and that video has like 5 million views. It was insane. And for some reason, this pickaxe had multiple pay to win instances. Even after they fixed this, it still gave people faster movement. I'm pretty sure the only reason this pickaxe is actually popular today is because of its pay to win history. And the obsession with pay to win pickaxes doesn't stop there for Epic. In chapter 1, they also added the Code Axe pickaxe, and you actually moved faster while swinging this pickaxe compared to other pickaxes. And now we're going into chapter 2, and the pay to win does not stop. With fashion shows on the rise, Lockton decided to host a $20,000 Fortnite fashion show World Cup that Ali A and myself actually won. But the thing is, with a prize pool that big, it was obvious that people who had a lot of skins and a lot of emotes had the best chance at winning, and we did, making it sort of pay to win. But I mean, come on, it's a fashion show. And right after that, in chapter 2 season 2, we had the first pay to win glider. Up until now, most gliders are either decent or they're actually pay to lose because they're too bulky or big or they get in your way. But now with Deadpool, we got the Dragacorn glider, and it has a crazy animation that can be spammed, making it so hard to shoot whoever's using it. Pro players quickly figured this out, and they started abusing it in every single tournament. And it got a little awkward because Deadpool was the secret skin for that season, and then Epic decided to make a change to the animation and offer everyone who bought the glider a refund. And even after the animation nerf, people still consider this glider sort of pay to win today in 2023. Next up, we have have the infamous superhero skins. And these were, in my opinion, a huge mistake. Epic thought everybody was going to customize their superhero and, you know, turn into Superman, but no. People just chose one color. It was either black, white, or green, and they stuck with it because it was so easy to blend in the shadows or in the snow or in the middle of build fights. Epic didn't know what to do. They ended up making it to where you can't choose two of the same colors in competitive, but people still use superhero skins like crazy, and they're honestly more broken than the toy soldier skins, and those had to be changed completely. I obviously have a vendetta against the superhero skins, but let's move on. Next up, we have the group dance emotes, and this one's probably the funniest pay to win emotes I've ever seen. So in duos and in trios, people figured out that if you land and then do a group emote, it's usually the same bind as the pickup for other players. So they would start dancing with you while your teammates grab the shotgun. I pulled this off and people started abusing this, and it's just hilarious watching people break it down while they're getting shotgun in the face. And it seems like Epic loves pay to win when it comes to the collab skin, because Iron Man had a full-on invisibility bug where if you transformed and then entered a booth, you would come out fully invisible and you would just walk around as Iron Man's head, which looked insane. But not as ridiculous as the white Suki skin when it got its new edit styles. For some reason, Epic forgot to add the color and textures to the skin. So if you use that edit style, you were just walking around like as a white ghost, and it was really good for camouflage, especially in the snow areas and during build fights. This next one is very interesting. Epic added the orbital pickaxe, and it actually responds to sound. So you might know where I'm going with this. It actually has wavelengths when there's audio nearby, including footsteps, but here's where it gets tricky. It shows you footstep audio even if the person is crouched. So you can tell when somebody was crouching and sneaking up on you using this pickaxe. And like I said, Epic keeps messing up with pay to win pickaxe. The Beast Bash Burner actually had further range than any other pickaxe in Fortnite history. You could swing from like 10 meters and still hit people with this thing. Now we're talking about chapter 3, and you'd think by now Epic have learned their lesson about pay to win, and they're extra careful to not let pay to win cosmetics in the game, but it only gets worse. With the start of chapter 3, we got the Spider-Man collaboration, and it was awesome. And Spider-Man had an emote where he could swing from his web and hang from the ceiling, and players quickly figured out you could do this to catch players off guard when they ran into your room and they wouldn't know to look up because that's literally where you were. The Matrix emotes had the same problem, and players could actually jump inside of buildings and inside of cones and be completely invisible and then drop down on their opponent when they least expect it. And it doesn't stop there with the Matrix collab. For some reason, these collaborations always end up breaking. The Matrix glider actually gave you increased FOV, and it was pretty substantial. You could really see all around you. And shortly after that, the Orisa skin from the Battle Pass also turned pay to win. If you had the skin on with her pickaxe and backbling, your footsteps were completely silent. And this actually happened a few seasons later with the Dragon Rune pickaxe from the Battle Pass, and it also made your footsteps silent. Epic ended up disabling this pickaxe until they fixed it. But that doesn't even come close to what Epic did next. This was the most pay-to-win skin in the item shop. I can't believe Epic thought they could get away with this. They ended up adding a completely invisible skin to the item shop, and it was called the John Cena skin. Players immediately started using this to get free wins, but this wasn't enough for even Courage JD to get a victory royale. Okay. Oh, and guys, before I forget, a lot of you have been asking when we're going to reveal the Oni Studios headquarters, and we just recently finished it. Finally, after all these years, we're going to post a video on Wednesday giving you guys the full tour, so look out for that. Okay, but this next one is actually serious because the Siren skin had a weird side effect when you used a chrome splash while using the black and white edit style. You would turn completely black, making you very hard to see in dark areas and shadows. But here's where things get weird. Save the World somehow had a pay-to-win mechanic that affected Fortnite Battle Royale. And it happened when Fortnite added the sprint mechanic into the game. So it involved loading into Save the World and sprinting around. And when you went back into Battle Royale, you actually had infinite sprint. But this wasn't even enough to convince people to go play Save the World. And now we're here in the present day, chapter 4. And this pay-to-win mechanic has existed ever since Fortnite added NPCs to the game. Players have always pretended to be certain bosses. And it started off with players using the Mystique skin to pretend to be different chapter 2 bosses. And it's happened in every single chapter. Even in chapter 4, people walk around pretending to be the Ageless skin. And sometimes it's with skins that you purchase or just using Mystique to turn into unreleased skins, which they actually recently made impossible. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time Epic adds more pay to win into the item shop.